Hi everyone, we are the Group 5, and in this chapter, the concept of global citizenship will be introduced, which covers the connections among global citizenship, citizenship in general, and globalizing influences in the modern world, distinct characteristics of a global citizen, and the importance of global citizenship education. Global citizenship. Global citizenship is not a new concept, but in the current world, order it takes on a new meaning and greater importance. While once reserved for people of high social standing or those preparing for roles in politics or economics, global awareness is now the responsibility of all people everywhere. The opportunity of people to be global citizens increased dramatically with the globalization of technology, and since today's world is becoming more interconnected every day due to e-commerce, technology, and transitional challenges. The need to educate students is how to become active global citizens is greater now than ever before.
So, in simple words, global citizenship ay hindi bagong konsepto. Pero ngayon, mas importante na siya kaysa sa dati dahil sa modernong mundo. Before, ang pagiging aware sa global issues ay para lang sa mga mataas na posisyon sa lipunan. Example, the politics or mga negosyante. Pero ngayon, responsibility na ito ng lahat ng tao. So why is it important? Dahil sa globalization, ang mga bansa ay mas konektando sa ngayon sa isa't isa. Lalo na sa technology, business, or commerce at global issues. So, kailangan nating turuan ang mga lahat ng tao kung paano maging active global citizens na may pakialam sa mga isyu ng buong mundo, hindi lang sa sarili nating bansa. So, ang global citizenship is about awareness and responsibility sa interconnected world natin ngayon. So, in this next slide, ang citizenship ay pagiging miyembro ng isang bansa o estado. Hindi mabubuo ang isang bansa kung walang mamamayan. Sa democratic countries, ang lahat ng mamamayan ay may equal rights at responsibilities. May tatlong bahagi ng citizenship. First one, the legal status. Ikaw ay legal na mamamayan ng isang bansa. And the second one is the political participation. May karapatan kang bumoto or makilahok sa gobyerno. And the third one is the feeling of belonging. May pakiramdam ka na kabilang ka sa community na yun. Ang citizenship ay may dalawang dimension. The formal dimension or legal na relasyon mo sa gobyerno. And the moral dimension, participation mo sa society bilang responsible citizen. Ang citizenship ay hindi tungkol sa papel o legal na status kundi pati na rin sa pakikisa at paggalang sa komunidad. So, what is global citizenship? Simple words, global citizenship is about understanding na konektado tayong lahat. Kahit saan man tayo nakatira sa mundo. Ito ay paraan ng pamumuhay kung saan kinikilala natin sa bawat kilos natin ay may epekto sa iba. Locally, nationally, or globally. Ayon sa NCDO, ang global citizenship ay nakikita sa mga kilos na may respeto na sa pantay-pantay na karapatan ng lahat ng tao at may sense ng shared responsibility para sa solusyonan ang mga problema ng mundo. Ayon kay Prof. Carlos Alberto Torres, global citizenship ay may malalim na pag-unawa sa interconnectedness at commitment to the common good. Global citizenship teaches personal respect sa kapwa, critical thinking kung paano ang tama at patas, at mas malalim na ethics at responsibility sa mga desisyon natin. So, global citizens are those who care for others on the planet and who act based on what's fair, just, and good for everyone.
So, hi guys, I will discuss the two dimensions of global citizenship. Formal dimension focuses on citizen rights and obligation, democratic state, entails social rights such as entitlement of social benefit, access to education and health services, as well as civil rights and freedoms like personal freedoms and integrity, freedom of assembly, freedom of opinion, and religion of right of free information in media, which may be restricted to citizens of a state. So guys, ang formal dimension, ito po yung rights and responsibility ng isang citizen within the country. This includes things like access of healthcare, education, freedoms, and religion. These rights ay nakadepende po sa batas ng isang country. Next, moral dimension. This dimension focuses on the citizen's contribution to create a better world. People have rights and obligations towards each other irrespective of any political authority. Citizens' contribution to society. Global citizenship refers to awareness, responsibility, behavior, or at least a willingness to take an action, and a notion of equality. So guys, ang moral dimension, ito po ay nagpo-focus kung paano makapag-contribute ang isang citizen para maging isang mabuting mamamayan. Hindi lang po siya about sa pagsunod sa batas, kundi pagiging responsableng mamamayan. For example, pagbabayad ng taxes, pagtulong sa mga community, at pagrespeto sa karapatan ng bawat isa. Okay, to simply put, ang formal dimension ay karapatan at responsibilities stated in law, while moral dimension is ang responsibility to make the world better by acting a good global citizen. Next, right of a citizen, formal dimension of global citizen. First one is freedom to express yourself. Second one, freedom to worship as you wish. Next, right to prompt, fair trial by jury. Next, right to vote in election for public officials. Next, right to apply for employment requiring. Next, right to run for elected office. And last, freedom to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Next, responsibilities of a citizen, moral dimension of global citizen. First one is support and defend the Constitution. Second one, stay informed of the issues affecting your community. Next, participate in the democratic process. Respect and obey laws. Respect the rights, beliefs, and opinions of others. Next, participate in your local community. Next, pay income and other taxes honestly and on time. Next, serve on a jury when called upon. Last, defend the country if the need should arise.
So here, the 4 parts of global citizenship. The first one is civic responsibilities. These are the actions that people do to help their communities be successful. If you've ever helped your neighbor, volunteered to clean up a park, donated food to the homeless, or read books to younger kids, then you've done your civic responsibility. They care about their communities becoming better places to live and work towards making them this way. If people in local communities all over the world are well taken care of, supported, and successful, then the global community is successful. And the second one is cultural awareness. This is another part of global citizenship, which means that you reach for opportunities to learn about other people's languages, food, religions, governments, homes, families, history, and daily lives. And the third one is the environment. It indicates the oil spills, toxic fumes, and trash in the ocean, and just a few examples of dangers to the environment. Global citizens understand that the environment is shared by everyone. And the fourth one is the global economy. It describes the interconnected worldwide economic activities that take place between multiple countries. These economic activities can have either a positive or negative impact on the countries involved. Understanding the complexities of these forces and factors that governs the modern global economy is important for a global citizenship.
So here, civic responsibilities ay ito yung mga bagay na ginagawa natin para makatulong sa community o barangay natin. Examples, paglilinis sa park, pagdodonate ng pagkain, pagtutulong sa kapitbahay, at nagpagbabasa ng libro sa mga bata. Kapag ginawa mo yan, tinutupad mo ang civic responsibility mo. So why is it important? Kasi kapag maayos ang local communities, magiging maayos din ang buong mundo. Kung bawat isa sa atin sa iba't ibang bansa ay may malasakit sa kapwa nila, mas magiging successful ang global community. And the cultural awareness, in simple words, ito naman ay pagiging open sa bawat iba't ibang kultura. Ibig sabihin, handa kang matuto at gumalang sa ibang lingwahe, pagkain, reliyon, pamalahan, kasaysayan, at pamumuhay ng ibang tao. And also, why is it important? Kasi ang mundo ay binubuo ng iba't ibang kultura. Para makisama tayo ng maayos sa iba, kailangan natin silang intindihin at irespeto. And the third one, environment. Ito yung pag-aalaga sa kalikasan. Mga problema tulad ng oil spills, usok mula sa factory, basura sa dagat, at iba pa. And the global citizens care about the environment kasi alam nila na lahat tayo ay apektado. Walang bansa na hiwalay sa epekto ng climate change o pollution. Why is it important? Because ang kalikasan ay para sa lahat. Kailangan natin itong protektahan hindi lang para sa sarili natin kundi para sa buong mundo. And the last one, global economy. Simpleng paliwanag, ito ang konektadong ekonomiya ng mga bansa. Examples, kung isang bansa ay gumagawa ng produkto at ina-export ito sa iba, kasama ka na sa global economy. Bakit ito mahalaga? Kasi ang bansang nagnenegosyo sa isa't isa ay naapektuhan ng mga economic issues. Maaaring positibo, lumalago ang kita o negatibo, nanghihina ang ekonomiya. Bilang global citizens, dapat maintindihan natin kung paano gumagana ang global economy para alam natin kung paano makakatulong o maka-adjust. So, summary of this is being the global citizens means may malasakit ka sa kapwa. Bukas ka sa ibang kultura, nagmamalasakit ka sa kalikasan at naiintindihan mo kung paano konektado ang mga bansa pagdating sa ekonomiya. Pag na-practice natin ito, lahat to mas maging responsible tayo and remember ulit. So, ang summary ng apat na to ay being a global citizens means may malasakit sa kapwa, bukas kay sabang kultura. Ulit. So, the summary of these four. So the summary of these four, being a global citizen means may malasakit ka sa kapwa, bukas kay sabang kultura, nagmamalasakit ka sa kalikasan at naiintindihan mo kung paano konektado ang mga bansa pagdating sa ekonomiya. Pag na-practice natin lahat to, mas magiging responsible tayo hindi lang bilang Pilipino, kundi bilang mamayan ng buong mundo.
Good day everyone, I'm Crystal Angeline Sikat and I'm going to discuss about the characteristics of global citizen. For Oxfam, global citizenship is all about encouraging young people to develop the knowledge, skills, and values that they need to engage with the world. And it's about the belief that we can all make a difference. A global citizen is someone who is aware of and understand the wider world and their place in it. They take an active role in their community and work with others to make our planet more equal, fair, and sustainable. So, a concept of global citizen refers to someone who sees themselves not just the part or a member of a community or a country, but as part of much a larger and interconnected world. That it's grounded in the idea of Oxfam that everyone has the power to make a difference, positive difference, no matter where they are. So here are some characteristics of global citizens by Oxfam. Number 1, a global citizen is aware of the wider world and has a sense of their own role as a world citizen. So it means that global citizens understand that they are part of a much larger and interconnected world, and they recognize their own actions na merong impact ito sa iba and beyond the country, and they share a responsibility for global issues. Next is respect and values diversity. So, as a citizen, meron tayong mga pagkakaiba-iba in terms of cultural, racial, religious, and other differences. It believed that diversity promotes mutual understanding among us despite of our differences. And number 3, has an understanding of how the world works. This includes knowledge of global systems such as politics, economics, environment, and culture. A global citizen understands issues like climate change, poverty, inequality, and globalization. Number 4 is it is outraged by social justice. So, they're not indifferent to unfairness, discrimination, or inequality. So, they care deeply about human rights. So, other sex orientations, if I am right. Next is participates in the community at a range of levels from local to the global. So, as a global citizen is active in their neighborhood, city, and country, but also contributes to international causes. Ito yung mga pagiging volunteer, join sa mga movements, like sa mga nag-advocate, raise awareness on global platforms. So, next is willing to act to make the world more equitable and sustainable place. So, it means a global citizen takes concrete steps like reducing waste, supporting ethical brands, or advocating for policies. So, to create a fair and greener world. So, parang same lang sila noon ng participate in a community activities or in local or global activities to make the world more fair and greener. Number 8 is take responsibility for their actions. So, ito na yung yung behavior natin is nakaka-apekto sa iba. So, dapat alam natin yon. So, they aim to make conscious, responsible decisions in everyday life. So, dapat alam natin na in every decisions natin iisip.
So here are the other characteristics of global citizen. By Nodding 2005 in his journal, Educating Citizens for Global Awareness distinctly characterizes a global citizen as someone who respects multiculturalism, realizes unity and cooperation are the basic features of global citizens, is aware that his or her actions affect the world around him or her, behave respectively, and acts in an empathetic way, has teamwork spirit, helps other people and appreciates collaborations, takes the responsibility of global issues concerned with his or her society, knows his or her duties and rights very well, acts as an active member of society for the sake of improving it, understands that all parts of the world are interconnected, and lastly, behave ethically in all situations.
And lastly, in my part is we have the 5 categories of global citizen as identified by FOC. So, number 1 is global reformers. So, these individuals work toward large scales in international systems like human rights, peace, justice, and democratic governance. So, they believe in reforming global structures like the UN or international law to make them fairer and more exclusive. Global reformers are often involved in policymaking, advocacy, and or diplomacy. So, global reformers, sila yung mga tao or groups of individuals na nag-a-advocate for or work towards changes and para sa improvement ng ating society. Madalas related dito sa political, social, and economic system. They aim to reform international structures and institutions to address issues like inequality, climate change, and global governance. Next one is elite global business people. These are influential individuals in the business world who operate on international scale. Sila yung mga kasakop sa global trade, investment, and economic networks. While driven by profit, some also take an interest in corporate social responsibility and ethical practices that can affect global issues. Next is global environmental managers. These citizens are focused on environmental issues that cross borders such as climate change, pollution, and biodiversity loss. They may work in NGOs, government agencies, or international organizations managing environmental resources and creating sustainable practices to protect the planet. Next is politically conscious regionalists. These people think globally but act regionally. So they are aware of global issues but focus on their efforts on improving their specific regions. So they seek political, social, or economic progress at a regional level while maintaining a global outlook. And lastly is the transnational activists. These are the grassroots level change maker who work across border for causes such as human rights, women's rights, LGBTQ plus rights, anti-globalization, peace, and anti-racism. They often participate in protests, campaigns, and social movements, using networks that span multiple countries.
United Nations Millennium Declaration. Freedom. Men and women have the right to live their lives and raise their children in dignity, free from hunger and from the fear of violence, oppression, or injustice. Democratic and participatory governance based on the will of the people best assures these rights. Equality. No individual and no nation must be denied the opportunity to benefit from development. The equal rights and opportunities of women and men must be assured. Solidarity. Global challenges must be managed in a way that distributes the costs and burdens fairly in accordance with basic principles of equity and social justice. Those who suffer or who benefit least deserve help from those who benefit most. Tolerance. Human beings must respect one another and all their diversity of belief, culture, and language. Differences within and between societies should be neither feared nor repressed, but cherished as a precious asset of humanity. A culture of peace and dialogue among all civilizations should be actively promoted. Respect for nature. Prudence must be shown in the management of all living species and natural resources in accordance with the precepts of sustainable development. Only in this way can the immeasurable riches provided to us by nature be preserved and passed on to our descendants. The current unsustainable patterns of production and consumption must be changed in the interest of our future welfare and that of our descendants. Shared responsibility. Responsibility for managing worldwide economic and social development as well as threats to international peace and security must be shared among the nations of the world and should be exercised multilaterally. As the most universal and most representative organization in the world, the United Nations must play the central role.
So here, the United Nations Millennium Declaration. Ito ay isang mahalagang dokumento na ginawa ng United Nations para gabayan ang mga bansa sa pagharap ng mga isyong pang-international sa 21st century. So here's the 6 na pangunahing values na binanggit dito. The first one is the freedom or kalayaan. Men and women have the right to live their lives and raise their children in dignity. So, ang ibig sabihin nito ay lahat ng tao, babae man o lalaki, ay may karapatang mabuhay ng may dignidad at katahimikan. Dapat ligtas sila sa gutom, takot, karahasan at pang-aapi. Dapat din ang mga desisyon ng gobyerno ay base sa kagustuhan ng mga tao, hindi lang sa kapangyarihan ng iilan. And the second one is the equality or pagkakapantay-pantay. No individual and no nation must be denied the opportunity to benefit from development. And dito naman, sinasabi na dapat pantay-pantay ang karapatan ng lahat, babae man o lalaki, mahirap man o mayaman, maliit na bansa man o malaki, na makinabang sa pagunlad. Wala dapat na iiwan. And the third one is the solidarity or pagkakaisa. Global challenges must be managed in a way that distributes the costs and burdens fairly. Ibig sabihin, dapat nagtutulungan ang mga bansa sa malalaking problema tulad ng kahirapan or climate change. Yung mga may higit sa buhay ay dapat tumulong sa mga higit na nangangailangan. And the fourth one is the tolerance or paggalang sa pagkakaiba. Human beings must respect one And the fourth one is the tolerance or paggalang sa pagkakaiba-iba. Human beings must respect one another in all their diversity. Dito sinasabi na dapat igalang ang iba't ibang paniniwala, kultura at wika. Hindi dapat nagkakaroon ng diskriminasyon. Ang pagkakaiba ay hindi dahilan para mag-away kundi para magkaisa. And the fifth one is the respect for nature or paggalang sa kalikasan. Prudence must be shown in the management of all living species and natural resources. Dapat nating alagaan ang kalikasan, ang mga likas na yaman tulad ng tubig, kagubatan at hayop ay hindi natin pag-aari lang. Dapat itong gamitin natin ng tama at ipreserba para sa susunod na henerasyon. And the sixth one is the shared responsibility or pagbabahagi ng pananagutan. And the sixth one is the shared responsibility or the pagbabahagi ng pananagutan. Responsibility for managing worldwide economic and social development must be shared. At here, ang pagharap sa mga pandaigdigang issue kagaya ng kahirapan, kapayapaan at kaunlaran ay responsibilidad ng lahat ng bansa. Dapat nagtutulungan, hindi kanya-kanya. At dahil sa United Nations, ang pinakamalawak at kinikilalang organisasyon, dapat silang maging sentro ng pagkilos. So, the United Millennium Declaration ay naglalatag ng mga values na dapat sundin ng mga bansa para magkaroon ng mas payapa, pantay at maunlad na mundo. Ang anim na ito ay kalayaan, pagkakapantay-pantay, pagkakaisa, paggalang, pag-aalaga sa kalikasan at pagtutulungan.
So, what is global citizenship education? With the interconnected and independent nature of our world, the global is not out there. It is a part of our everyday lives, as we are linked to others in every continent. The opportunities of our fast-changing globalized world offers young people are enormous. But so too are the challenges. Young people are entitled to an education which equips with the knowledge, skills, and values that they need in order to embrace the opportunities and challenges they encounter, and to create the kind of world that they want to live in. Global education is education that opens people's eyes and minds to the realities of the worlds and awakens them to bring about the world to a greater justice, equity, and human rights for all. Education for global citizenship deals with issues of global interdependence, diversity of identities and cultures, sustainable development, peace and conflict, and equities of power, resources, and respect. These issues are addressed in the classroom through a wide evolving variety of participatory teaching and learning methodologies, including structured discussion and debate, role play, ranking exercises, and communities of inquiry. Such active methods are now established as good practice in education and are not unique to global citizenship. Once students develop a sense of global citizenship, they learn to respect key universal values such as peace, sustainable, and upholding rights and dignity of all people. Global citizenship education develops students' knowledge, skills, attitudes, values, and competencies.
So here, what is global citizenship education? Global Citizenship Education or GCE is about teaching young people to be aware of global issues at parte sila ng mga malaking mundo. Hindi lang sila citizen ng isang bansa, citizen din sila ng buong mundo. So here, interconnected ang mundo natin ngayon. Lahat ng bansa ay may connection, kaya kailangan nating maintindihan ang lahat ng global problems at opportunities. Goal ng global education, open eyes and minds ng education sa reality ng mundo, and to promote justice, equity, and human rights para sa lahat, hindi lang sa iilan. So here's the topics of GCE, global interdependence or pagsama-sama ng countries, cultural diversity or pagkakaiba ng kultura, peace, conflict, power inequality, sustainable development. And here's the teaching method: debate, role play, group discussions, ranking activities, and community projects.
The Global Citizen Approach. The Global Citizen Approach corresponds with a school of thought known as individual cosmopolitanism. It defines the qualities that distinguish global citizens of today, namely as a combination of knowledge, competencies, values, and attitude. So, ano nga ba ang individual cosmopolitanism?
So, global cosmopolitanism refers to a philosophical and ethical perspective that emphasizes the idea that individuals are global citizens, transcending local, national, or cultural boundaries. Parang it's just suggested that people should identify just with their local or national community, but with humanity as a whole.
Number 1. Knowledge. Global citizens are able to recognize global problems and topics in their social, political, cultural, economic, and eco-political dimension and combine their understanding of people diverse, often also multiple, national, religious, cultural, social, etc. identities with their own awareness of common overarching identity as humans, which bridge individual cultural, religious, ethnic, and other differences.
So, in social dimension, global citizens recognize social issues such as inequality, discrimination, and access to education and healthcare as critical challenges. They understand that societies often impose barriers that disproportionately affect marginalized communities, making it essential to advocate for social justice and equity. In political dimension, they are aware of political conflicts, governance issues, and the impact of international relationships on global stability. Global citizen grasps that political decisions made in one country can have ripple effects across borders, affecting populations far removed from the decision makers. In cultural dimension, cultural awareness is fundamental for global citizens. They appreciate how cultural differences influence people's perspectives and responses to global issues. By respecting diverse cultural practices and beliefs, global citizens foster intercultural dialogue that is essential for mutual understanding and collaboration. In economic dimension, global citizens understanding the significance of economic system and disparities. They analyze issues such as poverty, fair trade, and global supply chains, recognizing that economic policies and practices can either uplift or oppress communities worldwide. They advocate for economic justice and sustainable development. In eco-political dimension, environmental issues like climate change, resource depletion, and biodiversity loss are central concerns for global citizens. They understand that these eco-political challenges require collaborative, cross-border solutions and highlight the interconnectedness of environmental health and human well-being.
Number 2, competencies. Global citizens have competencies that allow them to question and reflect their own local or national situation critically, systematically, and creatively, and to take different perspectives to understand topics from diverse angles, levels, and positions. They have social competencies like empathy, the ability to solve conflict, communication skills, the ability to engage in social interaction with people from different contexts, origin, culture, religion, etc., and the ability to collaborate in cooperative and responsible way with others in order to find joint global solution to global challenges.
So dito sa competence, ang sabi dito is just like the election, we should choose a leader that competent, active, or should I say marunong, because they have social competencies like empathy. One of the competence of global citizens is their ability to empathize with others. They can put themselves in the shoes of individuals from different backgrounds, understanding their feelings, experiences, and challenges. This empathetic perspective is essential for building connections and driving social change. So, in ability to solve conflict, global citizens are equipped with conflict resolution skills that help them navigate disagreements and misunderstandings. They are trained to approach conflicts constructively, seeking common ground and facilitating dialogue between differing viewpoints. In communication skills, global citizens, as they engage with people from various cultures, religions, and socioeconomic backgrounds, they develop active listening skills and articulate their thought clearly while being mindful of cultural sensitiveness and the ability to engage in social interaction. Global citizens cultivate the ability to interact socially with individuals from diverse contexts. They appreciate cultural differences and adapt their communication styles to foster inclusivity and understanding.
Number 3, values. Global citizens are use their knowledge about global issues in order to convey universal values like justice, equality, dignity, and respect.
Social values or attitudes. Global citizens use their knowledge of global issues not just as a means of understanding challenges but as a foundation for promoting universal values such as justice, equity, dignity, and respect. By advocating for this principle, they work toward creating a more just and equitable global society where every individual is valued and has the opportunity to thrive. This commitment to universal values enables global citizens to inspire positive change and foster solidarity across borders.
In knowledge, awareness of diverse perspectives, economic and political processes, environment and sustainable development, globalization and interdependence, human diversity and cross-cultural understanding, human rights, peace and conflict, world geography. In competencies or skills, collaboration and cooperation, communication, including verbal, nonverbal, written, and visual in a variety of contexts, communication with individuals of diverse cultures, conflict resolution, including the ability to compromise and negotiate, critical and creative thinking, media, digital, and information literacy, multilingualism, perspective taking, values and or attitudes, comfort with ambiguity, commitment to social justice and equity, concern for the environment and commitment to sustainable practices, curiosity about the world, empathy for others, open-mindedness, respect for the right of others, sense of identity and self-awareness, sense of responsibility for helping others, sense of unity with individuals and causes within and outside one's borders, or solidarity, values diversity.
The Quality Nationality Index. Kalin and Kochenov's Quality of Nationality Index, or QNI, ranks the objective value of the world's nationalities as legal, statues, and attachments to states. Looking beyond simple visa-free tourists or business travel rights, the QNI takes several other crucial factors into account to demonstrate that the world's nationalities are not equal, and that some nationalities afford a better legal status than others to develop one's talents while living a rewarding life. The emerging picture reveals that while some nationalities are welcome bundles of rights, others, the majority, in fact, are clear liabilities for their holders. For the reliable comparison of nationalities, both internal and external factors were considered internally. The QNI looks all how successful nationalities are in terms of economic strength, human development, peace, and stability. Externally, the QNI evaluates the worth of nationalities in terms of weight and diversity, travel freedom, and settlement freedom. So in this table, General 2018 Quality National Index ranking top 10. So the rank 1 is the France with the QNI 83.5, and the level of quality is the very high quality. And the second one is the Germany with the QNI of 82.8, also a very high quality. And here is the also second one is the Netherlands with the 82.8 QNI. Also it is a very high quality. And the third one is the Denmark with a point of 81.7 QNI, also will have very high quality. And the fourth one is the Sweden and Norway with the 81.5 QNI. It is also a very high quality. And the fifth one is the Iceland with the 81.4 QNI. Also, it is a very high quality. And the sixth one is the Finland with the 81.2 QNI. It is also a very high quality. And the seventh one is the Italy with the 80.7 QNI. It is also a very high quality. And the eighth one is the United Kingdom with 80.3 QNI. It is also a very high quality. And the ninth one is the Ireland with the 80.2 QNI. It is also a very high quality. And the last one, or the rank 10, is the Spain with a point of 80.0 or 80. It is also a very high quality.
So here's the world map. The dark blue means very high QNI. It indicates the Europe. And the green one, which means high QNI, also indicates the countries USA, Canada, and Australia. And the light green or orange is the average to low QNI. Also the Asia and the Latin America. And the red one, which means the very low QNI, it is mostly Africa or Middle East. So the meaning of this is mas mataas ang kulay, mas mataas ang quality ng nationality. Mas maraming rights, mas malawak ang access. So here's the point. The European countries ang may pinakamataas na quality of nationality kasi maganda ang benefits, access, at freedom ng mga passport holders nila. So why is it important? Kapag may sense of global citizenship, ang lahat matututo tayong respect ang peace, sustainability, human dignity, at rights of everyone. GCE helps everyone gain knowledge, facts of and understanding, skills, communication and collaboration, attitudes and values, respect and empathy, competencies prepared to act for a better world.